Shot down the line. In comes Walker with the bare hand. Throw to first is in time. Good stretch by Wakowiak, and that's how Game 2 gets started right here on the LTU Sports Network. Between LTU and U of M Dearborn after an exciting and thrilling back-and-forth matchup in Game 1. It ended with an LTU walk-off in the bottom of the 7th inning by Jason Earhart, and the final score of that one was 13-12. John, still back with you on the live broadcast, and Jake Nightingale gets the start here in Game 2 for the Blue Devils. Nightingale coming in with an ERA of 6.52 with a 1-2 record. This is his 6th start of the year, and a total about almost 30 innings pitched. There's a fly ball deep into left center field. Back goes Sturdivant, and that one is off the middle of the scoreboard. Evan Morin with an absolute tape measure shot, and it's 1-0 Wolverines. In my 4 years of watching baseball at this ballpark, that is by far the furthest home run hit in that direction. So 3 pitches into it, and it's 1-0 Wolverines. And if that's going to set the tone for the offensive display we're seeing this afternoon, who knows what we're going to be in store for as a first pitch strike is in there to Williams. That's down the line. That's a foul ball. It was a close one down there, but it goes foul. 0-2 now the count. That's the 3rd home run given up by Jake Nightingale this year. Oh, 2. Down to third. Snared there by Walker. Throw to first is in time. So there's 2 outs of the inning after the home run. $25 total runs in that second game. 11 hits apiece for both teams and 2 errors apiece for both teams. 2 down now for Mack, and he looks at a first pitch strike. Nathan Mack able to lay off that pitch. 1-1 now. That's a chopper. Good snare there by Nightingale. What a play. The athleticism. And that's going to retire the side. Not before the long home run. And Dearborn strikes first again. They lead it 1-0. So 1-0 Wolverines after the long home run by Evan Morin. And now it's LTU's turn on the offensive side as Joel Sterneman steps in against Alvaro Hernandez. And first pitch he's hit by the pitch. And there's a leadoff base runner. So one pitch by Hernandez, and there's quickly one base runner aboard for LTU. So now runner at first for Kellen Banaszewski. Hernandez, a freshman pitcher out of Lincoln Park. Foul straight back. And Hernandez is making his first start of the year. He's only made 4 appearances and only about 6 innings of work, giving up 8 hits and 5 earned runs, 5 walks, and 5 strikeouts. That one's in the dirt, but stopped there by Gavin Holland, who is getting the start behind the plate for this game too. 1-1 now. In game 1, Michigan-Dearborn struck for 2 runs in the first, and LTU responded with 3 runs in the first. That one's down low and outside. 2-1 now to Banaszewski. Okay, game 2, a 9-inning game as the first one barely got through. 7 innings worth of play. Runner goes at first. Pitches outside. Throw down is wise with a stolen base by Joel Sterneman. And the tying run is in scoring position. 3-1 the count to Banaszewski. That is just the aggressiveness of Stan Eldridge on the base pass. Three-one pitch coming. That's low and outside for ball 4, so a hit batter and a walk. And now there's 2 runners aboard with nobody out. And this was the theme going back into the first game where the Wolverine pitching staff was helping out the LTU offense. Hit batters, wild pitches, and walks along the way, and then some timely hitting. So now 2 runners aboard with nobody out, and that's going to bring up Jackson Wakowiak. First pitch swinging. Deep fly ball. Left center field. And the ball is dropped. They're going to have to hold the runners. Bases are loaded. Nobody out. Joseph Fraga, who's starting this game in left field, drops the ball out there on the warning track. And now the table is set, and just like how the first game ended, it's bases loaded, nobody out. And here's Jake Yanessa. First pitch off speed is in there for a strike. Yanessa had 2 home runs in game 1. He was definitely a lightning bolt off the bat. That one's outside. 1-1. Infield is about normal depth. 1-1. Low and outside, gobbled up there by Holland. Two balls and a strike now to Yanessa. That one's outside. 3 balls and a strike now to Yanessa. And there definitely has been a theme going the past couple of doubleheaders where LTU will get within a run or two to keep a game close in game one, and then second game is an instant offensive explosion. So after a close game but a win, they're hoping for the same. Fly ball into right center field. Backing up is Baelish, and he makes the catch on the warning track right before the wall. All the runners are going to tag, and the game is tied. Jake Yanessa, the long sacrifice fly, and Joel Sternman comes through to tie it at 1 apiece. Yanessa had a home run in that opposite field direction, and the wind is still blowing out at very high rates of speed, so he was trying to get up there in the jet stream and nearly did, but a great catch by Baelish on the warning track. Now there's one out. Ball went outside to Nick Olson. Olson with a couple of base hits in game one. That one just catches the corner, 1-1. So now Benishevsky at third, Wikoviak at second. 1-1. Curveball misses high, 2-1. So a hit batter, 2 walks, and moved up 90 feet apiece on the sacrifice fly. 2-1 pitch. Just caught the corner, 2-2 now. Two pitch coming. There's a fly ball. Deep right field, down the line. And it's a fair ball. Home run. 3-run shot by Nick Olson. And LTU jumps on top. 4-1. Just a lightning bolt off of his bat. And there's that first inning run support, like I mentioned back in game one. Sometimes it takes a while, but sometimes it just happens like that. Still 1 out in the inning. Trent Reed looks at his first pitch strike. Chopper, and it goes foul down the third base line. Count now is 0-2 on Reed. Now it's popped up. Holland's going to give it a look, but it's going to go foul. Another 0-2 pitch. There's a line drive into left, and it's going to drop for a base hit right in front of Fraga. And a big turnaround first. So Trent Reed, after the 3-run homer, keeps things going with a single. That was on an 0-2 pitch. And now with runner at first, 1 out, it's going to bring up Jason Earhart, who delivered the game-winning single in the 7th inning of game 1. He is in the DH spot tonight. This is outside with that first pitch. That base hit in the 7th was Earhart's 3rd base hit of that game. They got to try it first, and Reed gets back in there. Big swing right there, and fouled at the plate. 1-1 the count. Runner goes at first. It's a hit and run. It's a little flare. Coming in is Morin, and he cannot make the diving catch. Reed is going to go to third, and he's going to get there. Earhart's hung up between first and second, and he's able to get back in there. So the base hit by Earhart on the diving try by Morin in center field. So now runners at the corners with 1 out, and that's going to bring up Andrew Mertz. Mertz was pinch hitting back in the first game. He's going to catch here tonight in place of Earhart. And there he goes on the first pitch. They pick off the third, and that's into left field. Here comes Reed to score. Earhart's going to try and move up to third, and he's in there. So the throwing error by Holland brings home LTU's 5th run of this first inning. And all the while, Jason Earhart with pretty good base running gets all the way to third base. High and tight, 2 balls and no strikes now on Mertz. Runner comes home. It's a squeeze play, and it's bunted foul. So even up by 4, Stan Eldridge still has a few tricks up his sleeve, and he tries to ploy. Earhart was about three-quarters of the way down the line by the time the ball made it to the plate. 2-1 pitch. Down low and a scoop there by Holland. 3 balls and a strike now to Andrew Mertz. Three-one pitch. A little flare up the middle and got through both infielders, and that's going to be a base hit and an RBI for Andrew Mertz. And it's 6-1 LTU. Kellen Harding will come to courtesy run for Andrew Mertz. So now, again, Warner at first. 1 out. That's going to bring up Logan Walker. Runner goes. First pitch. Throw down is going to be high, and a stolen base for Kellen Harding. And another runner's in scoring position with 1 out. The aggressiveness of this team on the base paths is paying off in so many ways. 1-0. Fly ball into center field. Back goes Morin. He's at the track. It's off the wall. It's off the bottom of the wall. Harding's going to be waved around third. And he's going to score without a play. It's an RBI double by Logan Walker. 7-1 LTU. Seven runs in this first inning on 6 hits. And with the top of the order coming up, Craig Cotter is going to make a pitching change, and Hernandez will depart. And so we will take a short break. LTU having an offensive display in Game 2 here in the first inning. LTU with an offensive explosion right here in the first inning of play, 7-1, and they're going to bat around as Joel Sternman steps in, who started this inning hit by a pitch on the first pitch. And that was down low and it squirts away. And Logan Walker is now at third base. So the first pitch by the new pitcher, Garrett Gamble, is down low and it got away from Holland. And another runner is 90 feet away. So the U of M Dearborn pitching staff helping out LTU a lot here. The 7 runs, only on 6 hits. Swung on and missed by Sternman, and it's 1-1. Slow curveball is in the gap. Left field, back goes Fraga, and he makes the catch. Tagging is Walker, and he's going to score, and there's the 8th run of the game for LTU. Sacrifice fly for Sternman. So now 2 outs in this first inning. Gamble coming in, another one of the seniors on this team. This is his 5th appearance. He's only pitched a total of 6 innings. Now deals with Kalen Benishevsky. That one's high and away. 20 hits allowed, 19 earned runs, 12 walks, and only 3 strikeouts so far for Gamble. Gets a strike, 1-1. Breaking ball misses down low and in, 2-1. There's a line drive into left field. Back goes Fraga, and he's make the catch right before the warning track. Not before LTU explodes for 8 runs in this first inning. They lead it 8-1. We go to the second inning. We're into the top of the second inning, and finally, after the long offensive display put on by LTU in that first inning, 8-1. Jake Nightingale back to work after only giving up the 1 home run to Morin. Goes back to work and delivers a first pitch strike to Nathaniel Wandry. Curveball is popped up. Out goes Banishevsky into shallow right field and makes the catch. So 2 pitches and 1 out to start this second inning. So one away now for Matthew Baelish. Swinging away first pitch, and he cannot check his swing. 0-1. Breaking ball misses up high now. 1-1. There seems to be an obvious theme going the last couple of series where LTU will get a very close game in the first game, then go on an offensive run in the second game. Off the fist, back goes to Koviak, and he tries to make a diving catch, but he cannot. And it dumps into right field, and that's gonna be a base hit. So after the pop up by Wandry, then Baelish gets jammed on the fist, and it had a lot of movement on it. So now runner at first with one out. That's going to bring up Schrapp. Now it misses up high. Mark Schaff starting at second base tonight. That one misses high up again. 2-0 now. Wind is still blowing out to right field. It's been a very warm day, but the wind has played a factor a bit. Swung on and missed. Schaff really took a big swing at that one. 2-1 now. There it is on the corner. Now 2-2. So now Nightingale is one ground ball away from ending this inning. That one's off the end of the bat, foul. Two pitch. Half swing and is able to hold up. Full count now. And now the ball gets away. And right there back it up is Banashevsky. So full count, one out. Payoff pitch coming. That one's fouled at the plate. Another payoff. That one's popped up. Over his tournament, overcomes Yanessa, and it's going to be Yanessa to make the catch, and there's two outs. So definitely the key for the rest of the game as far as Nightingale goes, because he's not that much of a power pitcher per se, but he's definitely working the corners, is to definitely allow Dearborn to put the ball in play and let his defense work. He always has a lot of movement on his pitches. That fastball he will cut and also sink. First pitch strike is in there to Joseph Fraga, getting the start after he was a pinch runner a few times in game one. Off speed misses down low. 1-1 now. Fraga hitting .214 this year so far in his freshman year. Now it's popped up foul, and now Nightingale's ahead 1-2. Curveball, strike three called. And the strikeout ends the inning. So only one base runner left, and LTU maintains the 8-1 lead. Garrett Gamble back to work for U of M Dearborn. Deals with Jackson Wakowiak, who swings for that first pitch, and it's 0-1. Wakowiak walked in his first at bat. That's a chopper up the middle. Cutting in front is Mack. Throw to first is high, and that pulls Wandry off the bag, and that's going to be an error. Throw definitely pulled Wandry off the bag, and as he applied the tag, Wakowiak was already past the base. So runner at first to start things up. Now Jake Inessa. Gets the corner that time. That one came inside. 1-1 now. Inessa had a long sacrifice fly in the first inning. It nearly was almost about to get out. 1-1 pitch. Chopper slowly to short. In comes Mack. Another throw on the run, and it's scooped up by Wandry to record the out. Wakowiak advances to second. And there's one away. That brings up Nick Olson, who had the big hit of that first inning, the 3-run homer. Slow curveball is in there for a strike. Big off try now at second as Mack was coming over. Wind is really now pushing out to dead right field. It has been a warm, rather high 60s, low 70s day, which we definitely needed here in the state of Michigan. 0-1 pitch coming. Another slow pitch is in there for a strike. Now it's 0-2. Over to first, and it's into right field for a base hit. Here comes Wakowiak. Throw to the plate is not going to be in time. It's an RBI single for Nick Olson. 4 RBIs total on the day, and it's now 9-1 LTU. One out runner at first now for Trent Reed. Runner goes at first. It's a strike, and the throw is way wide, so it's a stolen base for Nick Olson. And even up by now 8 runs, the aggressiveness on the base pass is not going to line up one bit. Gamble steps off for a moment. Off speed misses high and away. 1-1 now. Swung on and missed. Went after that high and away pitch, and it's 1-2 now on Reed. And time is called as the pitch clock has run out, and so that's going to be an automatic ball. Count goes to 2-2 as Gamble took his time and it went too long. 2-2. Inside, and just missed. Full count now. You always had the feeling by the momentum which Gamble had, he was definitely holding on to the baseball a good amount of time, but that time he just waited way too long. Olsen at second, one out. That's fouled back. Our payoff. That one has popped up. And that's really up there. The Wing can play a lot of tricks with it. Backing up is Mack, and he makes the catch, backing up. And now there's 2 outs. So Olsen remains at second base, and now it's up to Jason Earhart. Earhart reached base on a single. Got all the way to third base and came around on the Mertz RBI single. First pitch swinging, chopper over to second, high hop for Schaff, and he makes the play. And that will retire the side. But another run is in on the RBI by Nick Olsen. It's 9-1 LTU. Into the top of the third inning, back here at Jimmy John's Field for Game 2 of this doubleheader between the Wolverines of U of M Dearborn and your Lawrence Tech Blue Devils. Right here on the LTU Sports Network. John Snow on the call for you. Jake Nightingale back to work. Delivers low and in to Gavin Holland, getting the start at the catching position here tonight. Holland is only hitting .158 this year. Swung on and missed through that curveball down low. 1-1 now. Swung on and missed. Went back to that same pitch. 1-2 now on Holland. There's only a 20th at bat. chops it foul. Still maintains a 1-2 count. Only 3 hits for Holland this year. Swing and a miss. And so Nightingale starts things off with a strikeout here in the 3rd inning. Second strikeout for Nightingale. So now back to the top of the order. For Max McLennan. McLennan grounded out to 3rd in his first plate appearance. Looks at a first pitch strike in the corner. Good stick there by Mertz at the plate. McLennan had a huge hit in Game 1, a 2-run homer. Another off-speed pitch is in there for a strike, and Nightingale working quickly. He's ahead 0-2. 0-2. Try to go inside, just miss high and in. 1-2 now. Off speed is hit into right. Overcomes Yanessa. And there's 2 outs. So a strikeout and a flyout. And that's going to bring up Evan Morin. Morin had the big hit of that top half of the first, that long home run that he hit the middle of the scoreboard out there in left center field. Another good stick by Mertz on the corner, and he gets the call for Nightingale. 0-1 pitch. That's into center field, and that's 2 hits for Evan Morin. And a 1-out single. 2-out single, rather. It keeps the inning alive for U of M Dearborn. Only the 3rd hit for U of M Dearborn thus far. That one just misses high to Williams. Matthew Williams started as the pitcher in Game 1. And that one gets off the glove of Mertz. And up to second goes Morin. So that's going to be a pass ball. Still 2 outs in the inning. That's a pop-up. Wakowiak, a lot of foul territory. He has room, and he's going to make the catch, and that's going to end the inning. So runner is left stranded at second base, and it remains 9-1, Lawrence Tech. First pitch by Gamble in this bottom third goes low and away to Andrew Mertz. 9-1, Lawrence Tech have themselves a good offensive display here in Game 2, which has been a common theme of Game 2 of the last couple of doubleheaders thus far in the season. There's a fly ball into left field, and that's going to be down for a base hit. Andrew Mertz, a big turn around first, and he's going to settle for a leadoff single to start things off. So Andrew Mertz has 2 hits. And now Kellen Harding's going to courtesy run again. 2 hits for Mertz, one of them being an RBI single. Now Logan Walker. Now misses outside. Walker had a double in his last at bat that brought in a run. Runner goes from first, and it's fouled back. Harding got a really good jump. Almost had it timed perfectly. Count is 1-1. Pickoff try at first, but it was wide. They had Harding on the lean. Almost took a secondary lead there, but the pickoff try was wide. Another try, and Harding's barely off the base this time around. The pitchers back in the first game for the Wolverines were able to keep the base runners on close, but that did not stop the running game whatsoever of this LTU team. Harding dancing around. That one misses up high. 2-1 the count to Logan Walker. And as a reminder to everybody watching that all these games and live streams are available through the services of LTU Athletics website and also through YouTube. Another pickoff try, and he's able to get back. Harding being very aggressive over there at first base, even though his team is up by 8 runs. Definitely did not count out the base running of Stan Eldridge's team, no matter what the score is. 2-1 pitch. A slow off-speed pitch that misses high. Three and 1 now to Walker. Another pickoff try, and he's able to get back there standing up. So from going from a new school style of base running more to it now of a hybrid, trying to be more loose on his feet. That's to the right side, and it's going to be a base hit. Harding is going to hold up at second, and so back-to-back base hits, singles all of them around. Walker with his second hit. And that's going to turn things over to the top of the lineup. Now Joel Sterneman. Sterneman in 2 plate appearances was hit by a pitch and then has a sacrifice fly in the RBI. 2 runners on with nobody out. Down low, that time it was gobbled up by Holland. Harding dancing around at second base. That's a little flare into left field. Over comes Fraga and almost nearly misreads it. Runner's going to tag at third, and Harding is going to be dead to rights. So Harding trying to be aggressive He runs out at third, and good alertness by Walker. He moves up to second, but they are going to appeal over there at first. And the field umpire signals safe. So now there's 2 outs. Two outs, runner at second now for Kellen Benishevsky. He has walked and he has flied out. Slow curveball is in there for a strike. 0-1. And as a reminder, back from the first game, the next set of games for LTU back in action this Saturday as they're back at home, and it's alumni night. Yours truly, John Stone, and amongst 13 others, and more alumni people showing up for the event to celebrate the men who started this program way back all those years ago. Should be a fun afternoon. Walker at second, singled on. Another curveball. This is inside. 1-1 now. Wind is still blowing out there to right field. 1-1 pitch to Banishevsky. That was outside. 2-1 now. First time today that the Dearborn offense was held to 2 consecutive scoreless innings after the offensive display that they put up in the first game that kept it close, and then LTU wound up winning that one 13-12. Swung on and missed. 2-2 now to Kellen Benishevsky. That's a foul ball down the third baseline, right in front of the LTU dugout. Two-two pitch again. Another liner. That's going to go foul. So Banishevsky hanging around. That was the 6th pitch of the at-bat. Now waiting on pitch number 7. Down low, and he swung on and missed. And that's going to end the inning. So LTU has now scored. One runner is left in scoring position. Still 9-1 in favor of your Blue Devils. Top of the fourth inning here at Jimmy John's Field in Utica, Michigan. LTU having themselves a good offensive game thus far, 3 innings in. Jake Nightingale back to work. First pitch swinging is Nathan Mack, flies in into right, overcomes Yanessa to make the catch, and 1 pitch and 1 out for Nightingale to start this fourth. One away now for Nathaniel Wandry. Kind of a hesitant swing right there, and he fouls it right at the plate. That one came low and in and gets away from Mertz. 1-1 now. Nightingale last year was definitely a reliable use out of the bullpen, now trying to fit into a starter role. And another one into the dirt. 2-1 now on Wandry. Swung on and missed. Off speed, low and away. 2-2 now. Nightingale is a sophomore this year in his second year out of Valparaiso, Indiana. 2-2. Curveball missed high and in. Full count now. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Down low. Tag applied. And there's a strikeout, and there's 2 away. Third strikeout for Nightingale. Two outs now and a pinch hitter. This is James Foreigner. Foreigner also pinched hit back in game 1 as well. Off speed is in there for a first pitch strike. Struck out in that one plate appearance back in game 1 was Foreigner. Swung on and missed, and now Nightingale quickly ahead 0-2. 0-2 pitch. Off the end of the bat, towards first. Over there's Wakoviak. He's going to take it himself, and that's a 1-2-3 inning of work put up by Jake Nightingale. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. LTU up big. Jackson Wakoviak will lead things off for LTU to start this bottom fourth. Blue Devils are up big, 8-1. Slow pitch in there by Gamble, and he gets a call. 0-1. Gamble has limited the damage thus far, just only 1 run given up. Swung on and missed. 0-2 quickly on Wachowiak. Came in relief of Alvaro Hernandez. LTU was batting around, went through the lineup once in that first inning. 0-2 pitch. Chopped to first, and that hits the bag. That's a fair ball. Wachowiak is going to make the turn, and he's going to hold up. And a quick pick from behind, and that ball gets away. And he's just going to remain at first with the single. That ball hit the first base bag, and it got over the head of Wandry. And that's the leadoff single on an 0-2 pitch. So with a little bit of luck, and that throw back to first nearly got away, but it got a piece of the field umpire, and so no advancement. Down low, and that time Holland was able to keep it in front. 1 ball and no strikes on Jake Yanessa. Yanessa is grounded out and has a sacrifice fly. Big off try at first. One 0. In the hole, and that's a base hit. Through that left side. Wachowiak stops at second, so a single by Yanessa right off the end of the bat, and there's 2 runners aboard with nobody out. Everything going LTU's way thus far. 2 hits. And both of them were not even hard hit. A base-hit single and a base hit off the end of the bat. So now 2 runners aboard, nobody out. Here's Nick Olson. Olson already with 2 hits, one of those being a 3-run homer back in the first inning. That one misses up high for ball 1. Gets the call that time, and it is 1-1. I'm pretty sure that Coach Stan Eldridge would not be satisfied until his team is up by double digits. That one is down the line, but it goes foul. 1-2 now. Two runners aboard, nobody out. That one's down low, and it gets away. Both runners will advance. And now 2 runners are in scoring position with nobody out. That'll be a wild pitch. Two balls and 2 strikes. That's in the right field. That's a fair ball down the line. 1 run is in. They're going to wave home Yanessa. 2 runs are in on the RBI's double by Nick Olson. And it's 11-1, and there's the double-digit lead. Olson, his 3rd hit, and 5 RBIs. And still nobody out here in this 4th inning. Now Trent Reed. 1-0. Up and in. Now it's 2-0. Now to Reed. So 11 runs on 12 hits for LTU. 1 run on 3 hits for Dearborn. That was all the way back in the first inning. That one hits the corner. Now it's 2-1. Two balls and a strike to Trent Reed. Up and in. 3-1 now. Runner at second, nobody out. 3-1 pitch. Up high, and that's ball 4. So a walk to Reed puts 2 runners aboard again. And now bring up Jason Earhart. Earhart has been a hitting machine thus far in these 2 games. 3 hits in the first game, couple of hits to part. Trying to add on more, really pile it on here. They're up by 10, but they're looking for more. Gets the call that time. 0-1. Down the line, but that goes foul. 0-2 quickly on Earhart. Oh, 2 pitch by Gamble. Inside, 1-2 now. Fouled back. Still 1-2 the count on Jason Earhart. Earhart in his senior year from Portage, Michigan, on the west side of the state. 1-2 pitch again. That one's up high, 2-2. So Garrett Gamble coming in has only surrendered just the 3 runs. 1 back in the second, and then 2 more here in the fourth. Off speed misses high. Full count now. Two on, full count. High and away. That's ball 4. So back-to-back walks. He's going to load up the bases with nobody out. And out comes Craig Cotter. And we're going to have a pitching change. And when we return, bases loaded, nobody out, LTU up by 10. So just like the first inning and the seventh inning of Game 1, LTU has the bases loaded with nobody out, as the umpires down the LTU bench to maintain in the dugout. So bases are loaded, a huge opportunity for Andrew Mertz, who already has 2 hits so far today. That one's low and away. New pitcher is David Agid. He is a sophomore pitcher for U of M-Dearborn. In a total of 3 appearances, this being his 4th, only just about over 3 innings have pitched. That's into center field. And it's going to fall for a base hit. Everybody's going to move up 90 feet. And that's an RBI single for Andrew Mertz. And it's now 12-1 LTU. So Mertz with 3 hits total today and a couple of RBIs. Bases remain loaded with nobody out. Down low to Logan Walker. Now misses away. Now 2-0. It's off the pitcher, and there's going to be no play. And everybody again moves up 90 feet. 13-1. And that's going to be a base hit. David Agid tried as he might. That was almost for sure going to be a double play. And now top of the order for Joel Sterneman. 14 hits, 13 runs. Way outside, gets off the glove of Holland, but no advancement. So RBIs by Mertz and then by Walker. And now LTU is still looking for more. Still nobody out. Almost a bit of a cross-up, and is able to get there for a strike. To the right side, and that's a base hit. 1 run is in, and they're going to wave home Harding. The throw to plate is cut off, and now they got the runner Walker hung up between second and third. And he's going to be tagged out. So 2 RBIs are in on the hit by Sterneman, and Walker is the first out of the inning. It is now 15-1. And just like Stan Eldridge would always do in these scenarios, look who's coming up. It is Alec Wietrkowski, a veteran pitcher amongst his pitching staff. He's going to get a chance to hit right here. Looks at a pitch inside. So definitely a treat right here. Wietrkowski's been sidelined with injuries throughout the year, but he's slowly making his way back. Been as long as part of this program as with Koviak. Looks at a strike in the inside corner. Count evens up at 1-1. For senior out of Toledo, Ohio. Looks at a pitch high. being very patient up there. Two balls and a strike on Alec Wietrkowski. Swinging away. Good, healthy swing. And now it's 2-2. Sturman at first. 2-2 pitch. Down low, and it's a full count. So Wietrkowski is able to work this count full. Payoff pitch. Called strike three. Froze him on a curveball right there, and he strikes out. So a very fun and productive at bat, and Wietrkowski is able to work the count full, but there is now 2 outs. Two outs now for Makoviak. Down low, and that gets through. Sturman is going to move up to second. And it's going to be a wild pitch. That one misses away. Now 2-0. Big swing there by Makoviak as he fouls it. 2-1 now. It is definitely within scores like this in which he will look through his bench. Usually never this early in the game because he always wants to make sure and ensure that the game is in the bag first. 2-1. Trying to defensively get out of the way, but he fouls it, and now it's 2-2. He will go to his bench one by one, and sometimes even include some POs, regular pitchers as well. And Wietrkowski's had a handful of bats throughout his years here at LTU. 2-2 pitch. Try to go sidearm that time and misses away. Now it's a full count. So back-to-back full counts by Egged. Payoff pitch. That is struck well. It's into the gap. But over there to make the running catch, and that is the third out of the inning. Not before LTU strikes for 6 more runs. They lead it 15-1. LTU having a good offensive day thus far. 15-1. A little bit of fun along the way. Some better pitching this time around. Jake Nightingale only surrendering up to 1 run on 3 hits thus far for this start. Delivers a first pitch strike in the outside corner. To Drake Schultz. This is down low, 1-1 now. Now misses high, 2 balls and a strike on Drake Schultz. Some definitely good key hitting, good discipline at the plate. A half swing, and he does go around. 2-2 now. Curveball, called strike 3. Fourth strikeout for Jake Nightingale, and there's 1 away. One away now for Joseph Fraga. Misses outside for ball 1. Fouled straight back, 1-1. In the short amount of time I have been commentating these baseball games, which has started just this year because I recently just graduated, that one just missed the corner. Goes 2-1. But as I was saying, I waited 4 total years to finally get my start as commentator of this baseball team. That one goes foul, 2-2. This is almost my way of giving back. As to the 4 years that I spent with his LTU program, they were unforgettable years, unforgettable times. Full count now. A great group of guys every single year. Great coaches. So this is my way of giving back. And there has been quite a few close games. Payoff pitch. Ground ball in the hole. And it's knocked down by Reed, but there's not going to be a play. It was going to be a tough play anyway. That's going to go down as a base hit. And there's a 1-out base runner for the Wolverines. That was a pitcher and infielder coming in acquired. And Coach Dan Elgin invited me to the first week of practice when I first showed up to campus. So I thank him for that opportunity and inviting me out to that practice. First pitch is a strike in there to Gavin Holland. And amongst the alumni that are going to show up this Saturday. That one's outside, 1-1. Definitely a lot of familiar faces will be shown at that alumni night. Those recent within the last 2 to 3 years, some within the last 4 to 6. Curveball is in there on the front door, and it's 1-2. That counts as a step-off attempt. So 1-2 pitch coming. Curveball is popped up foul. So it's definitely going to be a lot of fun this upcoming Saturday to see those guys once again. That was put in play up the middle. There's Banaszewski, the second for 1. Relay to first is in time for a double play. Beautifully turned, and that's going to end the inning. 5 innings in the books for Jake Nightingale. It is still 15-1, LTU. Bottom of the fifth inning, LTU is having themselves a good day. 15-1. Down low to the backstop, it goes to Jake Yanessa. David Egged back to work for Dearborn. Sidearm pitch, and that one goes to the backstop. So 2 pitches go right to the backstop. And I almost get the feeling that Stan Eldridge, patrolling in front of his bench, is going to pick out a selective amount of guys to send to the plate. 2-0 pitch. Down low, 3-0. Green light. That's a drive into left center field. Way deep, and that one is gone. Jake Yanessa with the solo shot, his 3rd home run in the last 2 games, and it's now 16-1. He has hit a home run to all parts of the field. One to the opposite field in game 1, and in that same game, one down the left field line, and that one was right to the gap. Now Nick Olson. Looks at that ball high and away. Big swing there by Olson. 1-1 now. Low and away, 2-1. All the games that I've done thus far, they have been very close games to start with. The doubleheader against Medina, even though that was a doubleheader sweep, still within a run or 2. 3 balls and a strike down to Nick Olson. And then the recent home set a doubleheader against Lords, 8-6 and 8-6 loss in extra innings, and then a 12-2 win in game 2 as Olson takes the walk. So a home run, then a walk. Runner at first with nobody out. It's going to bring up Trent Reed. There's a strike in the outside corner. That one's popped up. A lot of foul territory. Wandry cannot make the catch, and it drops foul. 0-2 now. Outside, and it goes to 1-2. Trent Reed in his sophomore year out of Beaverton, Michigan, really just went right into that shortstop position when he arrived. Counting is up at 2-2. Very athletic, very agile, has a great arm, and he was definitely suited when he converted to be a two-way player. Another pop-up, and this is going to go foul as well. Count still is at 2-2. The scouting and recruiting process for LTU has definitely been a good one because of all the arrivals of freshman arms like Kenny Wright and then freshman bats and two-way players as Joel Sterneman. They have definitely contributed thus far. Ground ball to third. McLennan to second. Over to first, and that one gets away. And Trent Reed's going to hold up at first. So they get the lead runner, but that's going to be a throwing error on Schultz, fresh into the game at the second base spot. So runner at first, one out. That's going to bring up Jason Earhart. Had a good day offensively. Able to check his swing, and he does not go around. Definitely going to be adding on to his average total by the end of these two games. Still going to be leading the way in the average leading calendar. So gets the call, and it's 1-1. That one gets away. David Egan fell down on that pitch, and Reed is going to go up to second. Kind of stumbled a bit on the landing spot. It's going to be a wild pitch. 2 balls and a strike. Misses high and away. 3 balls and 1 strike to Jason Earhart. Gets the call that time. Count goes full. 8 runs in the first, 1 run in the second, no runs in the third, 6 runs in the fourth, and 1 in the fifth for LTU. And the one lone run was the home run by Evan Moore back in the first for U of M Dearborn. Payoff pitch. Outside for ball 4. And there's the walk to Jason Earhart. 2 aboard now. Pinch hitting is Cam Hardy. Hardy definitely had a lot of the catching duty, splitting time back and forth with Jason Earhart last year. Hardy has only had 7 total at-bats. This will be number 8. Has walked twice, has been hit by a pitch, and struck out 3 times. Called strike in the outside corner. Definitely some of the best memories from my past years. Definitely from last year. My senior year was definitely one to remember. Two key doubleheader sweeps against Indiana Tech and then against Madonna. Chopper down the line, that goes foul, so it goes 0-2 on Hardy. The doubleheader sweep of Madonna, that was definitely an interesting one because it was on senior day, the last set of home games for conference games. LTU definitely handled themselves in game 1, then was played comeback, kind of like what happened in game 1 of this doubleheader, and that final of that one was 14-12 on a brilliant double play turned by Banaszewski and Reed up the middle. Swung on and missed, and Hardy strikes out, and there's 2 outs. So another pinch hitter. Coming up, and this is Zach Yippee. And this is his first at bat of the season. Looks at that ball outside. He's a freshman utility player. 6'3", 230 out of Macomb, Michigan. Swings away, chop it to third. And McClellan is there to step on the bag, and that's going to retire the side. And we go to the 6th inning. LTU is up by 15. Top of the sixth inning here, and if it would stand, this should be the final inning of this 9-inning second game. Mercy rule play into effect, but we shall see. So McLennan is going to lead things off. This is the top of the order for U of M Dearborn against the new pitcher, Mason Brown. First pitch misses low. Also catching is Cam Hardy behind the plate, so a couple of switches made. Mason Brown coming in with an ERA of 7.20 this year and 0-1 record. He paints the inside corner, and the count goes to 1-1. Only 5 innings total pitch, giving up 9 hits and 4 earned runs. That's in well into right field. Bagging up is Yanessa, and that one gets over the wall, and that's a home run. McLennan with his second of the day. He had one back in the first game, and there is the second run for U of M Dearborn thus far. It's now 16-2. McLennan definitely showing a lot of opposite field power, as that is where both his home runs have been hit. So now Grant Ingersoll, who has taken over in center field, is going to hit for himself, and he looks at a first pitch strike. So Jake Nightingale, after 5 innings of work, definitely is going to be in line for the win. And Cam Hardy sticks it, and now Mason Brown is ahead 0-2. Swung on and missed. So after the home run, a 3-pitch strikeout for Mason Brown. And there's one out here in the 6th. So a good bounce back right there by Brown. Two walks and a strikeout for Brown over those 5 innings of work thus far coming into this one. That was only one double given up. On the outside corner there to Williams. Chopper to third, and on the short hop, over there is Logan Walker. Throw to first is in time, so beautifully played right there by Logan Walker. And there's 2 outs here in the 6th. Now 2 outs. Here is Yavin Hampton. Came into play short, also pitched in game 1. Curveball is in there for a first pitch strike. So Mason Brown coming in. After giving up the home run, he's looking very sharp. It has not rattled him one bit. Trying to just work this cleanly with only one run given up. Misses high and away, 1-1 now. .6'3", 205 right-hander out of Highland, Michigan. Went to Lakeland High School. In the inside corner that time, and 1-2 now the count. One-two pitch. Missed low that time on the inside. 2-2. Osby misses high. Now it's a full count. Payoff pitch coming. Strike 3 called. Mason Brown with 2 strikeouts in the inning. And that's going to end this top half of the 6th. It is now 16-2. 16-2, LTU is up big in dominant fashion here in Game 2. Joel Sturdivant top of the order here. Swinging away first pitch, and comes up empty. David Agid still out there for U of M Dearborn. And that is inside, and for the second time today, Joel Sturdivant has been hit by a pitch. Leadoff runner aboard with nobody out. And ball low now to Evan McIntyre, his pitch inning here. McIntyre, this is his third at bat thus far this year, has struck out once. Check on Sturdivant over there. McIntyre, a freshman two-way player out of Lincoln Park. That one's cued, but it's going to roll foul. One and one the count. Down low. Two balls and one strike on McIntyre. Gets the call. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Seems like the strike zone was a bit widening up just to keep the game moving along. No harm, no foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That one's into right. Backing up is Baelish, and he's there to make the catch. David Agid fell down on that pitch, but still a good solid piece of contact there by McIntyre. And there's one out. One away now for Jackson Wynkowiak. High and in. Gets the inside corner that time. He goes 1-1. As I mentioned last half inning when LTU was batting, the 2 doubleheader sweeps of last year that were so key and important. I mentioned the Madonna one, but then going on the road into Fort Wayne against Indiana Tech. That one misses inside. 2-1 now. To do that, to go into enemy territory for a team and program such good as Indiana Tech, and to get a doubleheader sweep, that was just so pure that I'm so glad I was able to be a part of that experience. 2-2 now. And probably one of the most memorable hits of that as the guy on deck, Jake Yanessa, at the field in Fort Wayne, left field is the biggest part of the ballpark. That one is chopped slowly to third. McLennan on the run, and he makes the play, and there's 2 outs. Sturdivant to third. As Yanessa comes up, as I keep going on, Yanessa hit a home run in that game over that left field wall, and it went so high and so far that beyond the fence, the 6 to 7 foot fence, there is a screen that protects some buildings within that left field wall, and he hit it over that screen. Now misses down low. And the dugouts are very close to home plate as compared to here, but when you see it hit off the bat, I almost lost it out of sight as that ball was just soaring off his bat. That one came up and in, and it apparently did hit him, so Yanessa is going to go to first. And we're going to get another pinch hitter. So that majestic home run was definitely something to remember. Justin Bear is going to get in a bat here. Swinging away. Kind of looked off balance there on the pitch down low and in. 2 runners on with 2 outs. Another swing and miss down low. Still seems that Bear is a bit uncoordinated over there. The 6'3", 190 lefty swinger from Farmington, Michigan. The 0-2. Called strike 3, and that's going to end the inning. And so 2 runners are left stranded at first and second. We go to the 7th inning here of Game 2. LTU up big. Into the 7th inning here of Game 2 between LTU and U of M Dearborn, the Wolverines and the Blue Devils. A very exciting first game as Kobe Miller takes over on the mound for LTU and delivers low and away to Wandry. And some other defensive changes. McIntyre stays in to play second, and Trent Matthews is in left field. 1-1 now. First set of inning work for Miller this year. Two balls and 1 strike. That one's fouled away. 2-2. Hardy tried to stake the outside corner and could not, so it goes to full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Ground ball to short. In comes Trent Reed. And there's 1 away. Miller in his sophomore year, 6'2", 205, out of Uniontown, Ohio. Gets the corner on that one. He's ahead of James Forner. This is down away with a breaking ball, 1-1 now. Swing and a miss on the curveball, and quickly ahead, 1-2. Misses way outside, 2-2 now. As I mentioned during my days here at LTU as a pitcher and infielder, I only made 2 pitching appearances in over 4 seasons worth. Down low for a full count now. My first appearance was down the Florida trip of my freshman year. It was against Ave Maria University, and that day, in which it always is, again in those days in Naples, it was blazing hot. Call strike 3 in the outside corner, and Kobe Miller with a strikeout, and there's 2 outs. The score at the time, we were losing 9-2, and we were just going through our guys then to try to get us playing time down there in the Florida trip. So I was told to do the 6th inning, in which I did. I walked the first batter that I faced, and then for the life of me, I could not find the strike zone, as that one's chopped down the first base line, but it's going to go foul. Because by the time I got onto the mound, onto the field, there was a ginormous hole at the landing spot, and I tried to fill it in best I could, but yet it didn't really help me out that much. So like I said, I walked the first batter that I faced, and then I got a strikeout the next hitter, and that one hits Schultz with the pitch, and there's a 2-out base runner. And then during the third batter that I faced, I threw a wild pitch, so the runner moved up to second. And then during that third batter, the hitter hit the ball right off the end of the bat and actually put a cut right into that baseball as I fielded it. Runner goes as the pitch gets away from Hardy. And Schultz is now at second base. I fielded the ground ball. I looked back the runner, and I ran over to first, and I tossed it. And then the umpire was walking down the line with me saying, "Can I have the ball, please?" And I was like, "No, I'm a freshman. Can I keep it? This is actually a pretty good memory." Outside, and now it's 2-0. So after the ground out play, I struck out the next batter I faced. And just right afterwards, as I was heading back to the dugout, I felt very nauseous because of the heat. But still, fast forward 3 years and 3 seasons through COVID and everything, I was able to finally get one more chance, and it was on the last home game of the season. As they're striking, now it's now 3-1. So just the good times. And sometimes the best memories are the ones that you're not even a part of, as long as you're just along for the experience. Runner goes to third, swung on and missed, throw down, and it's high, and Walker's able to keep it from going into left field. So now full count with a runner at third and 2 outs. Playing at Ray Fisher Stadium against these Wolverines last year, that's just a beautiful side by itself, playing at a collegiate stadium like that. Payoff pitch. Fouled straight back. And U of M Dearborn last year definitely gave our LTU team at the time a run for our money as they battled along. The offense stuck with it, and we went into extra innings in Game 2, but we wound up sweeping the 2 games. Definitely different this time around a year later. Foul straight back. Joseph Fraga definitely staying around in there in the at-bat. Our payoff pitch. Call strike 3. And Kobe Miller ends the inning with a strikeout. 2 strikeouts overall. And that's going to do it. Break out the brooms. LTU with the sweep. They had to play comeback within game 1, and they won it by a final of 13-12. This time around, as they have been doing the last couple of series, they have an offensive explosion. 8 runs in the first, and then 6 runs in the fourth, and a few more runs along the way to end up here in game 2. So LTU with the sweep. They finally get over 500 within the conference record. And they give U of M-Dearborn 2 more losses to add on to their season thus far. So a good, productive day for LTU. So tune in this coming Saturday when we celebrate Alumni Night as we celebrate all the players in the past years that have brought this program together, and yours truly will be there on the call and at the games for all the festivities. So thank you for joining us on this live stream edition of the LTU Sports Network for LTU Baseball of 2023. John So signing off for now. Have a good night, everybody.